Good morning, children. Today I will explain Chapter 4 Basics of Operating System from the textbook From the Beginning. Here we will study up to here introduction, basic concepts, need for operating system, and operating system shell and kernel. The remaining part we will study in the next video. So here, in the introduction, we know very well that world is changing rapidly, and then our requirements are also changing rapidly. So we have to make computers in such a way that it meet all the requirements. Okay, it work very well with all of our requirements. Thus, the hardware is becoming more and more powerful. Okay, the hardware devices are becoming efficient and they are able to perform very large functions, means complex functions. So hardware is nothing, you know very well, it is finely designed machinery. If you'll see keyboard, you'll see mouse, they are all finely designed machinery, but machines will not work by itself. Okay, so we need someone to make those machines work. So if we consider computer, in case of computer, either we will tell computer to coordinate with resource and then that particular device will work. Okay, so some other is actually required. So this some other is nothing but our very own operating system is there. Okay, like we will give instruction, if we are giving instruction to any of the software to print something, then like if we are working in MS Word and we have made a document and we want to print it, then we will give command from MS Word. Then MS Word will give instruction to operating system to get the printout on the printer. So the primary goal of operating system is to make computer system convenient to use. Okay, it will make computer for us to use easily, and secondary goal is to use the computer hardware in a very efficient manner. Okay, now basic concepts of operating system. So operating system is very important component which controls all other components of the computer system. So let's study what all components are. So the major components are hardware, operating system, application programs like compiler, linker, database management system, utility programs that we studied in previous chapter. And the fourth component is we itself, users, humanware. Okay, so now the definition of operating system is it acts as an interface between user and the hardware. Hardware means all computer resource. Wherever it is resource means hardware parts of the computer. So you can see computer hardware. Computer hardware provides the basic computing resources. Okay, it includes all computing resources like mouse, keyboards, monitors, printers, etc. Then application programs, these are actually softwares which with this the resources are used to solve the computing problems of the users. Okay, users can use these application softwares. Then if user asks to ask application program to get the printout, like application program we can consider MS Word. Just now I gave you the example of MS Word. So if application program is there in which if we are preparing a document, then if we want to print the document, then user will give the command to print the document. Then application program will send a request to the operating system. Operating system will see the request and will send the necessary request to the hardware, and then in hardware in response will print the document. Now role of operating systems. The operating system provides certain services to programs and to the user of the program. Got it? It provides services to various softwares and to us. okay, those who are using those softwares. Now some common services are there provided by operating system. First of all, it execute all the programs. It is used to manipulate the files on the computer. It allocate various resources, means devices, hardware devices, okay. When and which hardware is to be used is the work of operating system. Then it will protect information and all the hardware's resources. Then it provides user interface. It handles all input and output operations given by input operations are given by mouse, keyboards, light pens, touch screen, etc. Output operations are like printing or to see the output on the monitor, etc. Error detection and handling is done by operating system, okay. It will detect all the errors and will handle the errors. And then accounting of all the details, like which software is used and used, etc. Now first of all, program execution. So operating system execute various programs, whether user program or system program. User program, you know very well if you are using any software. Now system programs are actually special programs required for the machine functioning. Got it? Like to reboot, then antivirus and many other softwares. Now handling input output operations. So it handles various types of inputs, like input from keyboard or input from mouse, and various outputs in different manners. Now, like if the input is coming from the mouse, you know very well it is totally different from the input coming from the keyboard. Okay, the way of handling the input coming from the mouse is different from the way of handling the input coming from the keyboard. Similarly, if output we consider, the way of output coming from the printer is different, okay, than the way of handling the output coming from the monitor, okay. On printer we can see the hard copy, on monitor we can see the soft copy. Now manipulation of file system. So it involves making decisions regarding the storage of the files, okay, like where we have to save it, like we have to save it on hard disk, or we have to save it on flash drive or CD drive, etc., and how that particular file is stored on that particular device. Now error detection and handling. It is responsible for detecting all types of errors that occurs, and then operating system will handle it properly. Resource allocation. Now here the task aims at proper use of resources available, okay, like the devices which are connected with the computer, all devices are used in appropriate manner. For example, if the multiple files are to be printed, okay, then how and in which order this task will take place will be decided by operating system. Now accounting. Accounting means it keeps an account of what type of functioning is taking place. First of all, what the user is doing, which command we are giving, or any type of execution, any type of functioning, errors, etc., and what type of errors have occurred. Got it? So it keeps an account of all types of functioning and all types of errors. Then information and resource protection. Operating system is responsible for ensuring that the information and resources available on the machine are used in a correct way, okay. So OS falls that the attempt to use them incorrectly, okay. It will not means the information and resources can be used properly in a correct way. All these services are ensured by the function provided by an operating system. The functions offered by different operating systems differ from one operating system to another, but more or less they provide the same services, okay. Now you might have seen there are different types of operating system. If we consider Windows XP, Windows 7 and Windows 8 and Windows 10, you know very well all these operating systems are a bit different, okay, but more or less you know very well they provide same services, okay. So operating system functions are offered for the convenience of the programmer to make programming tasks easier. You might have seen that there were some drawbacks in XP. Then later on Windows Vista came. It was bit GUI based, okay, with a bit advanced. Then after that Windows 7, it was better than Windows Vista, okay. Then after that Windows 8 and Windows 10 came, and you know very well they all have different qualities, and some qualities they already have. All the softwares have the same quality, but they are bit advanced. So these function, the operating system functions are offered for the convenience of the programmer. Okay, why these functions are provided? So that we can use the PC, means computer, conveniently to make programming task easier, so that we can program or we can use computer easily. Now providing user interface. A user interface refers to the way an operating system interact with its user. Okay, operating system is interacting with the user. Okay, you might have seen like pointer appears. Okay, so when we click on, when we simply move our fingers on the touchpad, you might have seen that the pointer used to move. Okay, so it is the way of operating system to show us that how we are interacting with the operating system. Then operating system has two parts, kernel and shell. So kernel is responsible for interacting with hardware, and shell is responsible for interacting with the user. Got it? So that means shell acts as command interpreter. Command interpreter, I told you, it will take instructions one by one and will execute it. Okay. The same way, if kernel will interact with hardware and shell will interact with us, then we will send command to the shell. We will send command to the shell. Shell will send instruction to the kernel, and then kernel will perform that particular task. Okay, will assign a task to the hardware, and then will tell the shell that particular work has been done or started or will be done in few seconds or minutes. The shell acts as command interpreter, which takes the command from the user. Got it? We will give command to the shell, and interpreter will interpret it. Shell is interpreter here. That means shell will understand it and takes action accordingly. The shell provides user interface. Graphical user interface based operating system have shells that offer graphical elements for interaction. Okay, how we are able to communicate with the shell? We are able to communicate with the help of mouse pointer as well as the keyboard or any other input device like microphone or light pen, etc. Okay, so it offers us graphical elements for interaction. Okay, we cannot interact with operating system directly. We need something so that we can send command to the shell. That is why the pointers, icons and all these are there, so that we can use this. So the GUI based operating system that we will study is Windows 7. Now the need of operating system. Hardware, I told you, it is finely designed machine. So machine is machine only, that which will be made to work. Okay, it will not work by itself. We will have to make it work. So if we consider computers, you know very well, like someone is required to tell operating system to do something. Okay, then that means operating system will be like a secretary. Boss gives the order to the secretary, like we are giving command to the operating system. Okay, then secretary does all the work for his boss. That means here the operating system will do all the work for us. The secretary himself will decide how to do it. Okay, we have to simply give the command, but the operating system will decide that how to do that particular task and what to do, when to do, etc. etc. The same way we pass our orders, requests to operating system. Okay, so these are all the work, the functions or role we can say done by operating system. Okay, that we have discussed in previous slide. So it recognizes and installs peripheral devices. Peripheral devices means external devices. It manages files and folders, share out system memory, handle system errors and alert user, manage system security, allows software to communicate with hardware, moves data to and from the hard disk, loads and runs other software applications, handles input and output, etc. Okay, so we will tell operating system to do something for us, and operating system will decide everything, that how to do, what to do and when to do. Okay, so the primary goal of operating system is to make the computer system convenient to use, and secondary goal is to use the computer hardware in an efficient manner. Got it? So its main goal is that we use computer system conveniently, and the secondary goal is that all hardware devices which are connected with the computer can be used in efficient manner. Thus now we can say that operating system is very crucial and need for the following reasons. Now why we need operating system? It actually acts an interface between the user and the hardware. This is the best definition of operating system. Okay, that it acts as an interface between us, means user, means humans, and the hardware. Now what else it does? It does facilitate convenient access to hardware. Got it? Means it provides facility to interact with user in user's language. We can interact with hardware in our own language with utmost user friendliness. You can see nowadays we can use PC very well. Even if the person don't know how to use, can use computers efficiently, and that is because of operating system. Improve efficiency of the system by managing various resources of the computer like CPU, memory, etc., so as to give optimal performance. Got it? It will improve the efficiency of the system so that we can use all computer resources in a proper way, and it can give us the good performance. Now it provides security of the system. That means the program or the data that is saved in the computer will be accessed by the authorized user. Authorized means owner. The person who has the rights to use the data is the authorized user. Okay, so that particular authorized user use the system through valid user accounts. Now emulate features not available in hardware. Okay, the features which are not available in the hardware, those also it will emulate. That means as giving impression of having more memory, a concept of virtual memory. Okay, virtual memory concept is also there. Like if the data is not saved in RAM, ROM or on the hard disk, then it can be saved on, it will be saved by the operating system in virtual memory. Now operating system, I told you it has two parts, shell and kernel. Shell will interact with us, means the user, humans. Okay, and kernel will interact with the hardware devices. Got it? So here it is, operating system is interface between user and the hardware. If you will read the statement carefully, we will observe that operating system interacts with user at one end. Then what user will do? It will give instructions, commands, okay, about what to do, and with the hardware to get the work done. Okay, so operating system is interacting at one end, means user, and on the other end it is interacting with the hardware. Thus operating system has two components, shell and kernel. Shell is responsible for interacting with user and kernel is interacting with hardware. The shell, now we'll study about shell. So shell acts as an interpreter, that I told you earlier. Interpreter will interpret the commands one line by line. Okay, So shell get the commands, instructions from the user, then it will translate the command into machine language so that computer can understand, because we are giving command in our own language. Got it? So then shell will pass the translated command to the kernel to get it done. Now what kernel will do? Kernel is the core part of the operating system. You can see the user means user using application softwares. These are hardware devices. So kernel will be intermediate between the shell and the hardware. Okay. So kernel is the core part of operating system and it functions at a basic level. That means communicating with actual hardware. It will communicate with the hardware devices. Then it will manage all the resources, whatever resources are there, such as CPU and memory and other devices. Then it will act as an interface between the user, application and the hardware. Now the role of kernel is to manage the communication between the user level application and the hardware. Got it? As I told you, the kernel is an interface between the user and the hardware. Okay, that means it will manage the communication between the user and the hardware. Now what are the tasks which are carried by kernel? Process management, device input output management, interrupt and event handling, timer management, memory management, file system, etc. Now if a single module carries out all above mentioned tasks of kernel, okay, a single module is carrying all these tasks of kernel, then that is known as monolithic kernel. Got it? One single module if carries out all these 6 operations, then it is monolithic kernel. If a kernel contains minimalistic module for basic functions only and get other services done through separately written specialized software. Got it? Means when the kernel contains minimalistic modules, okay, means it can execute only basic functions, then other services will be done by a specialized software like device drivers or file systems, etc. Then it is known as microkernel. Okay students, I hope you have understood whatever I have taught you today. Students, if you have any doubt, you can contact me, and if you will not tell me that what is your doubt, then how will I be able to solve it? So whenever there is a doubt, you can directly contact me, or you can call me, or you can message. All of you read the chapter well, and if you are not able to understand it in one view, then you can view this video again. Okay, thank you, have a nice day.